So for number one, there's an easy answer to it. Um, because the A and B vectors are anti-parallel with 180 degrees between them, the answer to this is just going to be 0. So see, A cross B just by I is going to be 0. So one way to find that would be using the formula for the magnitude of it, which would be A times B times the sine of the theta between. All right, so you'll have a length of 4 for A. It's all about how long the vector is. Like the length of it is A. And then the length of this one, of course, is B. So we want to do 4 times 4 times the sine of 180. But that is, of course, going to be 0. So that'll be the answer. Number 2 is actually a lot more difficult. So with number 2, one option is to use the formula AB sine theta, but you have to first find the length of A and B. All right, so we can see from the coordinates here of the vector that B has a length of 5. But A's length is harder to find. To find A's length, you want to use Pythagorean theorem. It's going to be the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared. Then multiply by B's length. And then you need the angle between them. And that's a little tough to find too. So to find that angle, theta, you'd actually want to do the tan inverse of AY over AX. If you know a vector's X and Y components, then you can find the angle of that vector with the tan inverse of, in this case, 4 over 3. So it's 53.1 degrees. So that's going to be your angle. So that would be the calculation to do. All right, so it comes out to 20. So A cross B has a magnitude of 20, but we need the direction too. Okay, so we need the direction. So you got to point your pointer in one direction and then your middle finger in another. So you want the pointer pointing in the direction of A. And then you have to decide, should your middle finger go 90 degrees downward, clockwise like this? Or should it be that you point your middle this way? So which one seems more correct? Do you want to point your middle toward quadrant 2 or quadrant 4? Quadrant 2 or quadrant 4? Because you have to rotate your hand so that the middle goes one of these two ways. 4 is correct, because you want it to point in the direction of B relative to A. Okay, so this one's wrong. What that means, though, is your thumb is either going to point into the page or out of the page. The answer, then, is going to be negative k hat.